Hi viewers, this is Terminal Crazy with Ausdotes.com, bringing you a new series of video guides. We'll be taking an in-depth look at some unconventional hero combos and team strategies, and get inside the mechanical workings of Dota. This week we're looking at heroes with auras, and how they combine for max effectiveness without any more buttons to press. This guide is for newer to intermediate players. Vengeful Spirit and Luna's twin damage auras allow them to dominate their lane. Luna is a farming carry who needs to secure a lot of CS. Her base damage is low, and her aura brings it up to just average. Her attack point and starting agility are poor, and so it can be difficult to secure those last hits. Once you start to fall behind on farm, it can be very difficult to catch up, especially as Luna Blessing doesn't scale into late game. This is where Vengeful Spirit comes in. Vengeance Aura adds a percentage of base damage, as opposed to Luna's flat figure, which doesn't add a whole lot early on in the game, but it allows your damage advantage to persist well into the late game. Luna now has 66 damage, which puts her higher than any other hero's starting damage, except for Tree and Protector. Now of course, this figure is without any items. If you grab a Wraith Band on both heroes, you now have a total starting damage of 75 on Vengeful and 76 on Luna, enough to give you the edge over almost any other dual lane for last hits, denies and trading harassment. Both heroes have 2.8 agility gain, so the damage continues to scale up in sync. With 2 points in the auras, you're looking at damage in the 90s, far higher than your opponents can achieve at this time. And with 3 points and another standard item, you're looking at 125 damage at 8 minutes into the game. Keep in mind that the radius of the auras is not huge, you do have to stay fairly tight knit. So of course we tested this combo in a pub game. Luna was able to output a huge amount of damage in teamfights, and was able to keep up with a very fat Shadow Fiend and Anti-Mage. With an AC on Luna and a Medallion on Venge, you can get a ton of minus armor to keep up the effectiveness of your physical damage onslaught. This dual lane is very solid without being a one-trick pony. If you want to be super greedy, bring a Drow Ranger on your team. Although Rexxar the Beastmaster is rarely seen in pub games at the moment, his win rate is surprisingly decent. Higher than supports like Lina and Windranger, who are popular in the current meta. At a glance, his abilities seem somewhat underwhelming. The physical damage from axes falls off quickly, the summons are impotent in teamfights, Raw is powerful but only works on a single target. So how is Beastmaster winning games? Well, his aura, Inner Beast, is a deceptively strong buff. Not so much to allied heroes, but to summoned units and especially regular old lane creeps, which aren't buffed by skills like Howl. The attack speed formula is calculated like this. Attacks per second equals 1 plus increased attack speed over the base attack time. So a hero with the standard base attack time of 1.7 with let's say 25 agility makes 1 plus 0.25 over 1.7, roughly 0.735 times per second. If we add in the bonus from level 4 Inner Beast, another 45 attack speed added on top of that, that's 1 attack per second, a 35% improvement. A lane creep, however, has a base attack time of 1, meaning that they attack once per second as default. Increased attack speed is more effective if your base attack time is lower. If we give creeps the same buff from Beastmaster's aura, this increases to 1.45 attacks per second, or a 45% boost. This doesn't seem a huge jump until you consider that the game is heavily balanced around creeps, as they're a universal factor in every game, regardless of hero picks. If Beastmaster is trading towers against one enemy hero, his creeps are going to destroy the tower 45% faster. You can then rotate to defend your own tower, or push your advantage. And this is where Beastmaster shines. If left to his own devices, a Beastmaster can push down a whole lane with scary speed, and in relative safety thanks to his scouts. Necronomicon is a very popular item for solo pushing Beastmasters. The Necro Warriors love the extra attack speed, and the Archer's aura further buffs your creeps. That's not to say that Beastmaster should always go alone. Win a team fight in lane, and your team can press the advantage and take a tower much faster, especially early on when respawn timers are low and you otherwise wouldn't commit. Remember, the game is won and lost based on objectives. Here's an idea for a dual lane that's a bit more far out. Beastmaster and Broodmother together have some interesting synergies. Inner Beast buffs Spiderlings considerably and pairs well with Insatiable Hunger for fighting. The slow from your boar stacks with incapacitating bite, and the slow from the spiderlings, stopping enemies in their tracks and spelling their doom if they overextend. Both heroes have strong nukes. If you catch someone out with a roar, Brood can close the gap and surround them. And finally, you can share the load with buying aura items, getting both Drum and Vlad's earlier for an unstoppable push and a snowball to victory. Okay friends, that's all for this week. Hope you learned something. Feel free to comment if you have some feedback or if there's a combo or mechanic that you'd like to see. No Flamerinos please. Subscribe for more content weekly from Ausdotes.com and check out our Requiem and in-house compilations.